Thank you for tuning in to the best parenting show on the internet, Post Daily Dose.
It's the Post. It's the Post. It's the Post. The Post Daily Dose. It's the Post. It's the Post. It's the Post. The Post Daily Dose. It's the Post. It's the Post.
Hey, good evening, Facebook family. Welcome to another episode of Post Daily Dose. With me, your trusted parenting advisor, faithful guide and servant on the healing journey. What's my name? Big Papa Brian+Post. Hope everyone is having an amazing, terrific Tuesday. There's stormy weather all around. They're showing some golf ball size hail in Yukon, Oklahoma. So hope everyone else is getting some pretty good weather. Tonight's episode, I'm going to talk about how easily we forget, and what the way I came to think about that is, I have a friend, a young kid I met in when I was visiting Colombia last year, and real nice kid. He's like 22 years old. He basically looked after me, and he and his compadre Andy, and so he Facebook messages me pretty often, just saying, hola amigo, como esta. And so he sent me a message today, and I guess I had maybe heard from him last week. And I was just asking him how things were going, and he said not very well. He said things are getting worse. And I thought, number one, that makes me sad, because I feel pretty helpless to be able to help. But number two, it also made me think about how, here in the United States, we have so many luxuries. I mean, we have, I'm sitting in a home right now with Wi-Fi and getting ready to eat an abundance of food and have a great bed and air conditioning. And even the scenarios where families are homeless, there are still communities with an abundance of food lining up to cook for these individuals and make sure kids that aren't in school have a meal for the day. And obviously, having a single meal in a day isn't great, but it's definitely better than nothing. And then I think about, the other countries outside of the United States, Colombia and, India and China and Africa and these places where people have so little, and how easy we forget how much we have. But really, what I was thinking about even deeper than that was with our traumatized children. How easily we forget their trauma. How easily we forget the origins that define who they are and where they come from. And how, with your adopted children, your foster children even, we know their history to some part, we know their experiences, but we completely forget in the day-to-day. I mean, it just goes right out the window. And I did a consultation, or was on a meeting with a county today, and talking about a kiddo who has so much of his own trauma, and then, the potential of being adopted by a family member who I know has extensive trauma. And so it's like, we as professionals, we forget how generational trauma shows up in every generation. We forget that our children's early experiences define their reality. We forget that when we're stressed, we're regressing, and we're not acting just from a place of being 3 years old. We're acting from a place of being traumatized 3 years old. And how we forget our own stories, how we forget our own experiences, our own challenges, our own issues, our own struggles. And when we forget our own challenges, our own experiences, our own struggles, it's just that much easier to forget our children's. And how important, how critically important it is that you hold on, not be defined by. Okay, don't mistake in what I'm saying. Not be defined by your history, but stay aware, hold on to the way the negative events continue to show up in the present. You've got to master that. You've got to master it for yourself so you can then be aware of it with your children, so then you can help your children master it for themselves. And I've got a situation right now with a kiddo. Hey, Lydia, and hello, Mimi, and be safe in the weather. I've got a kid right now who's been in 7 different adoptive places. She's had 7 failed adoptions. 7 freaking failed adoptions. I can't even talk about it very long without getting probably a little more worked up than I need to. And her mom said to me the other day, she needs to learn that she can't just leave the house when things get bad. No, actually, when things have gotten bad, that's the only thing that's happened. She's always left the house. So how can we do something different when we know that that's her blueprint? See, you can have a child who's been adopted 7 times, and then you try to treat that child like a normal child, like some child that comes from you, some child that you've raised forever, even if you've only had them in your home for a year. Because we forget. We get so overwhelmed and we get so caught up in our own personal feelings of threat and overwhelm and shame and guilt and blame that our children, we completely go away from them in the present moment. And I need you to remember who you are. You are not defined by the traumas that you've been through, that you've experienced. The traumas that you have gone through and have experienced are a part of what's made you the beautiful, compassionate person that you are. But I need you to remember your experiences so that when you get overwhelmed, you can shine a light on them. And not shine the light on someone else like someone else is triggering that for you. I've had very few situations where something has ever gotten triggered for a parent and then the parent has zero experience with that kind of emotional situation. Almost always the things that we get triggered by, the things we get overwhelmed by, are things that we've experienced in the past. They match up with our brainstem. They match up with an energy in our brainstem, and the energy, our vibration attracts like vibrations. So I need you to remember who you are, and then I need you to remember who your child is. Okay, I need you to hold on to that. That's so important. I need you to see that every single morning. I need you to see that 3 times a day. I need you to write it on an index card, and I need you to freaking look at it 3 times a day at a minimum and remember who your child is. Remember who you are. Remember who your child is. And then I need you to remember how freaking grateful, how much we have, how much abundance we have in this society that we live in. I need you to remember that. I need you to remember all the amazing things that you have at your hands, at your beck and call. Because those are the things that help you stay present, stay centered, and be grateful and be thankful. And then I need you to send a prayer out to the world. I need you to send a prayer out to the rest of the world. Because there's so much pain right now, and it's so easy. You know, I can not watch the news and just completely tune out from all the COVID stuff. But the reality is it doesn't make it go away. It does not make it go away. There are people suffering all over the world, not just in the United States, not just in our towns, not just in our families, all over the world. So I need you to say a prayer for those folks. So remember. And remember that in any given situation, we always have 2 choices. We can continue to react from the same blueprints of stress, fear, and overwhelm, or we can stop, we can slow down, we take 3 to 10 deep breaths, and we choose love. And when you're choosing love, you're remembering. You're staying present. You're staying in the moment. I need you to remember. God bless you. Big Papa loves you. And I will see you tomorrow evening. Good night, everyone. Stay safe.